Have you ever wanted to spend $20 on a sponge? How about $660 for a plastic blender that melts in the dishwasher? Well, boy oh boy do I have the company for you. This is Princess House, a multi-level marketing company that's been around for over 60 years and has imprinted itself onto the Hispanic households of the United States after strategically leveraging the cultural values in Hispanic culture to capitalize on this underserved community in the country. Maybe this wouldn't be such a terrible thing if the company hadn't profited hundreds of millions of dollars off the backs of these people. Not only that, but Princess House has proven time and time again that the quality of their products is not worth the insane price tag that this marginalized community has paid to the company. In this video, we're going to be talking about Princess House, their rise to significance in the Hispanic culture in America, and why its existence is inherently harmful to them and everyone else for that matter. Oh, and we're also going to be looking into the terrible quality of their products, in my opinion. Before we do, guys, I am less than 1,000 away from 100,000 subscribers, so please, if you could do me a favor, click that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, I'd really appreciate it. We are so close. So thank you. And also one last order of business, we gotta talk about the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Factor is a meal subscription service that makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals directly to your doorstep. No matter what you have going on this summer, you can let Factor handle your meal planning, prepping, and cooking. These meals are ready to eat in just a few minutes, and you can choose the meals you want from their menu of 35 options. Factor has something for everyone. They have calorie smart, keto, protein plus, and vegan and veggie options as well. Personally, I'm on a calorie deficit right now, so I appreciate that Factor has a calorie smart option. Calorie deficits are really hard because it feels like you're not getting enough. You're not eating enough food, but when I have a Factor meal, I don't have to worry about that. I'm all filled up. I feel like I've gotten a full nutritious meal and it's great. And I feel like I'm eating foods I love. Like for example, Factor has sent me some amazing like seafood dishes. I think I mentioned it to you guys last time I talked about Factor, but they sent me a salmon dish that was really good. They sent me another one this time around that was also very good. A little spicy if you like some spice. But I mean, I could eat salmon with every meal if I could. And Factor does salmon right. I'll tell you that much. And despite my calorie deficit, I still feel like I'm meeting my nutrition goals while indulging. It's really nice. What I also love about Factor is their snack options, including breakfast, smoothies, small bites, and also these juices that taste like you just squeezed them yourself in your own juicer without the hassle of cleaning a juicer. So if you're ready to get started with Factor today, you can head to factor75.com and use the code 50SavannahMarie to get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50SavannahMarie at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thank you so much, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. I always love Factor. I love that they keep coming back and working with me. I think you'll love Factor too. As I mentioned earlier, Princess House is a 60-year-old multi-level marketing company that was founded in 1963 by a man, of course, named Charlie Collis. He started his glass-blowing and hand-cutting crystal business out of a converted chicken coop. It's unclear when Princess House evolved out of the chicken coop and started taking on consultants, but it couldn't have been too long after the company's founding because they started offering incentive trips to consultants in the early 70s. During this time in American history, women didn't have a lot of career opportunities. In most places, women couldn't even open their own bank account without their husband's signatures until 1974. This sparked a crop of multi-level marketing companies sprouting out of the ground and skyrocketing to success in the 1960s. Princess House was just one of many of these companies. Other well-known MLMs that opened during this period were Mary Kay, Amway, Shackley, and more. Originally, Princess House began as a way for women to enter the workforce in a time where we really didn't have many other options. This may sound like a good thing on the surface, like it was some kind of stepping stone to empowering women to become the slightly more but still not entirely equal counterparts to men that we are today. However, you can cover a turd in glitter and flowers, but underneath it all, it's still a turd. And with Princess House in particular, not only are we following that same pipeline we always we see over and over again of MLMs targeting women, Princess House takes it one step further. They're targeting women in a marginalized community.
Any Princess House majors want to explain to me why that company has such a tight gorilla grip on Mexican weather? Like, what's the science? What's the theory behind this? Please, I need answers.
Once Princess House started offering a wider array of products than just crystal and glassware, they began putting out lines of cookware. And many of their more popular products are like extra large stock pots and double burner griddles, and products like these appealed to more Hispanic households. For example, tamales are culturally significant to Hispanics. They often play a pivotal role in celebrations and gatherings, and they're kind of a communal activity and tradition in a lot of families, so they make a lot of them. And what easier way to make a buttload of tamales at once than to just put them in a gigantic pot? Basically, Hispanics find themselves making a lot of food all at once, way more than other cultures in the United States. And once Princess House recognized this, alongside with the growth of the Hispanic population in the US, they strategically marketed themselves to the community and grew a positive reputation within the rapidly evolving Hispanic culture in the States. They really sat there and went, we could make a ton of money by capitalizing on other people's culture, which is something that white people have been very good at in the past. And it's important to know that Hispanics also suffered greatly during the Jim Crow era in the United States as well. Jim Crow laws stopped being enforced in the 1960s, but the effects on these underserved communities still linger on today. So while all women, of course, still are fighting for our own power, independence, and equality, women of color have had it even worse. And despite Jim Crow laws ending decades ago, Hispanic women still face limitations while seeking financial independence, even more so than white women. And if you're about to go scroll down to the comments and whine about DEI or critical race theory or whatever, if you're gonna share your terrible right-wing talking points, you are misinformed and you need to just stop. Just knock it off, shut the hell up, go read a book or something. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Systemic racism is real whether you want to admit it or not, so sit your ass down. Anyway, unfortunately, MLMs have been widely known to disproportionately target Latinas and Hispanics for recruitment due to their strong social networks. But as we all should know by now, MLMs make a lot of promises to get you recruited, and then they fail to deliver on those promises for 99% of those people that they recruited. Among these promises are their exaggerated income claims, luxurious lifestyles, and financial freedom. While all of those things sound appealing to just about everyone who hears them, marginalized groups who have found themselves subject to the ongoing struggles of systemic racism are only that much more willing to go for it. Plus, starting your own actual small business does usually come along with a hefty price tag, so the low barrier for entry is also appealing to lower middle class people, particularly women in general. We're still faced with the pressure to conform to traditional gender roles in the household, like being a human incubator and homemaker instead of entering the workforce ourselves. At least we have the choice now, but those of us who have chosen that path obviously are more susceptible to jumping on board with an MLM with promises of community, trips, cars, and financial freedom. I bring all of this up because it really helps to paint a picture of how this specific brand managed to wiggle its way into Hispanic culture so well. Hispanic women have seen Princess House and their array of products and found more use in those products than other demographics did. They saw the business opportunity tacked onto it, and they figured they might as well give it a shot because it's not very often that financial freedom is presented to them on a silver platter like this. And I say them like, specifically Hispanic women, but I mean, that goes for anyone who's vulnerable to an MLM, but specifically Princess House is really just like, here, financial freedom. Don't you want to be rich? Yeah, it's all pretty obvious. As a result, in the year of our Lord 2025, over 85% of Princess House's consultants are Hispanic, and of course, they're primarily female. Interestingly enough, though, only 28% of Princess House's employees are Hispanic. This means that they're not really hiring Hispanic people in corporate roles. They're simply just relying on a marginalized community to provide them with free or severely underpaid underpaid labor. And with an estimated annual revenue of $200 to $300 million per year, they're raking in a lot of profits off the backs of their predominantly Hispanic frontline sales force, who is disproportionately underpaid or not even paid at all in comparison to their corporate overlords. This is true for most MLMs though, honestly. Before COVID happened, Princess House was almost predominantly ran using the in-home party model, as well as having tables and demonstrations at fairs and stuff. They didn't even have an e-commerce platform until 2018. Before that point, you literally had to order through a consultant at one of their pop-up shops, or you'd have to order from the catalog. Yes, they operated this way through 2018. Not only does this seem like an archaic business model, but it's also one of the most financially dangerous business models, resulting in people having to spend thousands of dollars out of pocket to have a stock to bring around to parties and trade shows, and then they must continue to replenish their stock over time. If you buy into a business like this and end up buying thousands of dollars worth of stock that you never actually sell, then you're in the hole and you're stuck with boxes and boxes and boxes of unsold inventory that you're unable to unload.
I'm a Princess House consultant. Of course I know my UPS driver. Thank you. I'm a Princess House consultant. Of course I have extra boxes. How many do you need?
Unbelievably, I've seen quite a few videos of people finding Princess House products at thrift stores, much like LuLaRoe, Pampered Chef, and Paparazzi Accessories. My point is, companies like Princess House are notorious for causing the most financial instability amongst their recruits when compared to other MLMs that run off of a mainly e-commerce business model. That all being said, when COVID hit, the brand was forced to restructure. Fortunately for them, they had finally set up their e-commerce platform, so that was already in play. The problem was, most of their consultants never sold on social media before, and they didn't know how to. Princess House says that their profits started dipping significantly, so they started doing Zoom trainings to teach their sales force how to use social media to keep their businesses running. They also started coming out with discounted sign-up fees, which grew their consultant base by 50% in just a few months. This shift was necessary, of course, due to the pandemic shutting down all trade shows and other large community gatherings that they would normally go sell their stuff at. Princess House is not the only MLM that thrived during this time in American history. As a matter of fact, almost all MLMs did. So many people were stuck working from home or had been laid off entirely, and there really weren't employment opportunities to be had. Desperate for a new source of income, people flocked to multi-level marketing companies, and the industry boomed and profits soared to new heights that they had never seen before in the world of MLM. Here's a chart of the past 5 years of Princess House's profits. If you look up any MLM during the same time period, their charts basically look exactly the same. A steep ramp up from 2020 to 2022, and then a steady decline. That's because in 2022, all of the people who joined a multi-level marketing company out of desperation during the most vulnerable times in their lives, they had stuck with it long enough to realize like, oh wait, this isn't working out. This is a money-sucking scam, in my opinion, and in the opinion of basically anyone who's ever been involved in any MLM ever. That steady decline resulted in a lot of MLMs closing their doors over the past few years because they ended up expanding their manufacturing and their warehouses and their staff to keep up with this new demand. And now, today, they have too many assets that they're not able to pay off because most aspects of society have pretty much gone back to normal, so their profits and their sales are kind of back to what they used to be, if not less. So this is resulting in bankruptcies galore. And honestly, we love to see it. Oh, also, most MLMs get their product from China, and they're being hit pretty hard with tariffs right now. Take Paparazzi, for example. They've been in business for almost 15 years, and they always had a price tag of $5 for their crappy jewelry. But this year, for the first time ever, they had to raise their prices, so it's not $5 bling anymore. It's $8 bling. Also, the economy is goofed up right now. Like, not many people have disposable income, especially disposable income that they're willing to go spend on unbelievably expensive MLM products anymore. All of these things combined have resulted in kind of a shitstorm in the MLM industry, which is why we've been seeing so many MLMs dropping like flies over the past few years. So it'll be interesting to see what Princess House reports in their annual revenue report report or whatever for 2025. Because the other thing is that in the United States, Hispanics are greatly under attack right now. So a lot of them are kind of staying under the radar. I would too. Shit, it's not just Hispanic people, obviously. Anyone in a marginalized community is pretty much under attack now, or they will be under attack soon. So many people are laying low. But my point is that in Princess House, if 85% of their consultant base is Hispanic and they're only operating out of the United States, mind you, there's no way that the current immigration situation in this country is not going to have an effect on Princess House's profits. But for now, Princess House is still in business and there's no sign of turmoil yet. The company requires that a consultant makes $350 in sales every 12 weeks to remain active. If you're no longer active, you can't purchase discounted products anymore.
People ask me about staying active. As long as you send in one $350 party every 12 weeks, which is 3 months, you stay active, which means you can order samples and take advantage of everything Princess House has.
And if you fail to meet that threshold and you want to hold on to your active status, you might feel the need to purchase products to meet the threshold out of your own pocket, which is very common in MLMs and results in inventory hoarding. I'm just failing to see how a company like this can continue to operate this way for much longer given the state of the country right now. Who are their customers if not the consultants themselves? I don't know many people who are willing to spend such exorbitant amounts of money on cookware right now, so we'll see. Now, you may be saying to yourself, everyone uses cookware, we all have a need for pots and pans and kitchen knives and spatulas and whatever, so why does it matter what brand people are buying? If someone likes Princess House cookware, who cares if they choose to spend their money with them instead of buying a $50 kitchen set from Walmart? Well, while Princess House proudly claims that their products are high quality, in my opinion, this is just a way for them to justify the insane price tag on their products. I say this because we have many examples of Princess House cookware, both vintage and modern, being just garbage. And while yes, Princess House products appeal to people who regularly host large gatherings or cook for large groups of people, not every household found their way into hoarding the company's products through a gateway tamalera. It actually seems like the name Princess House has such a huge reputation in Hispanic culture that it's kind of seen as a status symbol. More often than not, Princess House crystalware ends up in a china cabinet, and much of the cookware is rarely used, if ever. And someone's Princess House collection is something that is viewed as inheritance. It's the fancy stuff that families keep on display but don't actually often use, which is why I think Princess House's reputation for having high quality stuff is overinflated. That's all just my opinion though. I've never actually used Princess House stuff. I'm just going off of the many resources I've found on the internet.
Guys, I literally pulled out all of my mom's Princess House Tupperwares to make my food for the day, and I bet you anything she's gonna be pissed. She's gonna come into those doors and she's gonna be like, ya usaste mi Princess House y esos no se tienen que usar. What are they for then? Just to be stored in the fucking closet? I don't think so.
My mom loves her Princess House, and all of these cups were stored right over there for years, untouched and unused. And I decided to take them off, wash them, because they'll have this greasy residue from being up there in the shelves for like years. And I think it's time to put them to use, and instead of them collecting dust and all this stuff. I mean, she did give them to me and my sister. She said that's nuestra herencia. She's still well alive and healthy.
If I found out Camila or Gabby took my Princess House beautiful cazuela, I would beat your ass. I would beat their ass. But like as a little sister, I would just take it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take her cazuela.
I just did.
I cooked my beans.
I would run
Here.
after you. I kind of want to tell her that you're That's how older sister coded I am.
And this is a beautiful cazuela, and I really want it.
A lot of these videos feature a Princess House cookware set being used on a stovetop covered with a glass lid, and then the glass shatters, sending shards of glass into the pot of food beneath it, making the whole thing inedible, unless you like a nice helping of broken glass in your mole. Many other videos show how easy it is to burn food onto the pans and how hard they are to clean, even after just one use. Now, admittedly, all of these videos show people using their stainless steel cookware. They do have a non-stick line, but according to this lady who makes a ton of Princess House content, the top 10 list of best-selling Princess House products in 2024 only featured one non-stick item, which is their skillet. Otherwise, it seems like the company's customer base is more dedicated to their stainless steel product lines. Regardless, I will admit that these people probably just don't know how to use stainless steel cookware. There's at least one video where some girl tries to cook some sort of root vegetable in their Princess House stainless steel pot using just a spritz of cooking spray, and it's like, come on girl, what did you expect to happen? But I'm sorry, if I'm gonna spend $210 on a 10-inch skillet, it better be non-stick. Their stainless steel products all claim they feature better food release. Better compared to what? A stone? I mean, if I cook with an expensive ass pan like this, I'm gonna expect much better performance than this. I don't care if I burn whatever I'm cooking, that shit better slide right off and clean up like a dream. But this doesn't appear to be the case. But hey, they also sell a $23 stainless steel powder cleaner. You can get the same exact product with a different label on Amazon for $11. You may hear consultants running around claiming that their products have a lifetime warranty. Well, that sounds great, except for the fact that it's a limited warranty that basically only covers manufacturer defects and only if you're using it for, quote, normal domestic household use, unquote. And Princess House has the right to determine if they're gonna honor the warranty for you or not. And even if they do, the buyer has to ship the defective product back. It's all a crock of shit as far as I see it. I'd be willing to bet that they don't honor this warranty often. On the topic of prices, would you spend $640 on a 60-quart stock pot? Admittedly, that's a huge stock pot, but you can get a stainless steel one on Amazon for between $100 and $150. The promotional pictures on the Princess House website for this product shows a pot full of tamales, so you know that they did this intentionally to market towards the Hispanic population. What about this $660 blender that clearly isn't dishwasher safe? Girly pop, if I'm gonna spend that much on a blender, it better be practically indestructible. Or how about a wooden tortilla press for $160? I mean, you can get a cast iron tortilla press on Amazon for under $20, but if you insist on a pretty wooden one, there's one made out of the same type of wood on Amazon for $70, which is significantly cheaper than Princess House's tortilla press. I admit, it's definitely more aesthetically pleasing to look at than a cast iron press, but if you're willing to overspend that much just for aesthetics, then you're probably more well off than most people are these days, and none of this criticism would even apply to you. The point is, it seems like Princess House sells extremely expensive kitchenware to families that never actually use it because they're too scared to mess the pans up. Crystalware ends up being unused, locked away in a china cabinet for decades because people are too scared to use them out of fear of them cracking or shattering. Everything is a trophy meant to be passed down from generation to generation. And when the new generation actually uses the cookware for the first time, they destroy it. The business model may have worked for them this long, but considering the loud discourse that's going on surrounding the negative aspects of multi-level marketing companies, alongside with their unaffordable prices and the economy just being in the shitter right now, I think Princess House is going to have to make some very serious changes if they want to keep their heads above water. They're really gonna have to switch some stuff up if they want to survive. And with that, guys, that's all I have for you today. A few orders of business before we end this video. First of all, Factor, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, go to factor75.com and use the code 50SavannahMarie to get 50% off your first Factor box and free shipping, so check them out. I really appreciate you checking out the sponsors on this channel. It helps me out a lot. And now I want to say thank you to my patrons and my members, guys. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server, we have a postcard club, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Just whatever platform you want to join on works for me if it works for you. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to RC's jewelry design by Amber, Luciana Valiente, Emily Jean, Hannah Moe, Alex Gollum, Love to Be Evil, Liz Sahu, Charcity, Evan Adler, LaSalle Story, Fluffy Duck Butt 24 Elaine, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Just Mark, Baby Pink Pearl, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, Jessica Billhart, Emion, Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, KJ Barnes, Leanne, Marie Silver, Bug, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, and Ray. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video. YouTube loves watch time, so I just appreciate that you're here. I know this video is shorter than normal, so it really, really helps out that you're still here. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.